My mom would fight, I wanna play the bass. Yeah! Hello, my name is Derec Steinman and welcome to the Man Cave of Musical Mayhem. Today we're going to be taking a look at what to do if you want to start playing the bass guitar. Now, first of all, you will need a couple things. First, you will need one bass guitar. Second, you will need an amp. You don't need one quite this big, just something that makes noise. First thing we want to look at is the right and left hand. Now obviously our hands play the biggest role in playing the bass because we cannot play the bass with our feet. So your right hand for now is just going to use these two fingers. Now you use these two fingers to pluck the strings on the bass. Simple enough. Use the left hand to play the notes on the bass. These are called frets. Every time you see one of these little bars, that's a fret. You hold down different frets to make different notes. Now, don't worry about all these knobs on the side. Some basses have a lot of knobs, some only have a few. Mine only has two. As long as your bass is making noise, you don't really need to worry about what the knobs are doing for now. Keep in mind that the sound of our bass is all going to come from these two fingers. Now hang on. Before you run off and join a famous rock band, there's a couple things that we need to talk about. The first small exercise I want to try is moving up and down the strings with our right hand. We're not doing anything with our left hand just yet, but you can rest it on the neck if you like. What we're going to do is move up and down the strings, playing 1, 2, 3, 4 with our fingers. Good. Now, you might have noticed that when you move up the strings, all the other strings were ringing at the same time. Not so good, right? Here's an excellent opportunity to talk about muting. Now, because we are bass players, yes, I'm talking to you, you stud, we have to mute the strings as we go up. What I mean by that, take your thumb, rest it on the top string. You'll notice that when your thumb is resting on it, it doesn't make any sound. We're going to use our thumb to mute strings as we move up the bass. Good. Now, you'll notice that when you move back down the strings, down being this way on the bass, because we're professionals. This is down, this is up, talking pitch-wise. When we're moving down on the bass, you'll notice that the strings ring, because you can't use your thumb to mute them. Let me demonstrate. We have a problem. We can use our thumb to mute on the way up, but what are we going to do on the way down? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to use our left hand, which is the first time it's coming into play. We're not actually going to play any notes. We're going to gently rest our fingers on the string that we don't want to ring. So here's how this is going to work. This exercise is going to be 4 notes, dum, 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 on each string, moving up the bass and then back down. We're going to use our thumb to mute on the way up. We're going to use our left hand to mute on the way down. Excellent! Since we're moving so quickly, let's try another exercise. A simple song, perhaps. Let's try Mary Had a Little Lamb. 3 notes? I think we can handle it. Let's just use one finger on our left hand. What I want you to do is take that one finger and place it on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th fret of your top string. This is also called the G string. We're going to use these 3 notes. And I want you to lift your finger off of the fretboard every time you play a new note. The fretboard is this big goofy thing underneath the strings. All together. Let's use those 3 notes to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. Excellent. Now as soon as you learn that, you're going to want to add a few more notes to make it sound cooler, because that was borderline the most boring thing I've ever heard in my life. Now I know by this time agencies are going to be knocking down your door for a slaying studio session player. But not quite yet. Just hang on tight. We're almost there. I want to do one more exercise that's going to incorporate the rest of our fingers. And this exercise is going to sound a little bit weird because it's not a song, but it's going to use every single one of our fingers and every single one of the strings. What I want you to do is put your first finger on the 5th fret of your bottom string. What you're going to do is use one finger per fret going upwards, and then you're going to move to the next string. So there will be 4 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 on each string. And back down. Now hang on, you didn't forget about that thumb, did you? We're going to need it to mute the strings on the way up. Now since your left hand is playing all these notes, it will take care of muting the strings on the way down. But on the way up, don't forget about that thumb. Make sure it follows you to each string. Your thumb is going to mute the string that you have most recently played in order to get it to stop ringing so we don't get this sound. As harmonious as that can be, you probably won't get hired as a slaying studio session player. If you have any questions or comments about anything we've covered today, you can contact me via mean Twitter messages. Thank you for joining me in the man cave of musical mayhem. I'll see you next time. Go out there and get 'em, Tiger. Woo!